We are inside Click Surr, German for click and whir, the sounds a film camera makes when it turns on and starts.
Olympus Pentax, that's Minolta, Kinnen, Nikon.
Sam Preston, the 22-year-old manager, is explaining to me how this little shop in East Berlin buys, restores, and sells analog cameras. It's a special place. They keep their film prices affordable and try not to upcharge on cameras. They produce books and magazines, and they also have a gallery for analog photography down the street. I first came here 6 years ago after my first Super 8 camera broke. I'd bought it off eBay from a man in Poland, who obviously I'd never met. That camera worked for a while, long enough for me to love the way it felt to hold its rectangular plastic body and grip, and actually shoot and develop a reel of film. Something clicked, and as I started making more experimental work, I found the community I was looking for too. People who also liked film, who often work slowly and with a certain amount of care. But it's not easy to find cameras, even in New York. They're old, sometimes incredibly overpriced, and buying them online is always a risk. So in 2019, when I was in Berlin helping a friend with a project and I needed to replace my camera, finding Click Surr was thrilling. Sam would have been too young to be working there, but I remember spending at least an hour, looking carefully over everything and deciding which camera to buy. Finally settling on a smaller version of my broken camera.
Yeah, so just pure mechanics, nothing really else in this camera besides the battery and the light meter, which works.
Sam is an old soul. He started learning about cameras what he calls the quintessential way, by inheriting his grandfather's still photography camera.
The A1 is like a classic silver metal body, black leather sort of analog camera. That one has some marks and some stickers and stuff that like sort of make it his, which is really nice for someone who's only grown up with digital technology, really. Having something that works far more mechanically was very interesting.
He was in high school during the pandemic and he started his own business, finding film at drugstores and reselling it online. Eventually, he began interning at Click Surr, and in 3 short years has become the manager, although he's still in university studying film. He's currently working on a book and documentary about a village in Italy.
So the topic is about the mountain regions that are obviously emptying because people move to the cities, especially young people, and you can only get there by foot. There's no road.
I ask Sam if he's always been interested in the art of preserving what's old, things that are not yet lost, but maybe could be.
I wouldn't call it an art, but the process of servicing cameras and keeping them functional for other people is something that's disappearing, especially because like I've been trained by people who are giving up their long-term job of fixing cameras. Wenn ihr nicht im Audio-Interview erscheinen wollt, dann müsst ihr es jetzt sagen.
Sam gives me a tour of the shop and shows me to the back where the owner, Jürgen, is working. Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
I came here about 6 years ago and was very enamored.
6 years ago, okay. We are 8 years old now.
I also meet the assistant Moritz and the intern Johannes. What are you working on right now?
Right now I am working on a Canon A1. And it had like a lot of problems and I tried to solve them, and a lot of more problems were created doing that. It needs a lot of work. It will take probably a day or so.
They're a small team, but they have partners in places like Poland who specialize in certain types of repairs. I mean, every inch of space is genuinely full of something camera or film related.
Yeah, and it has to be, just because we have so much stuff that suddenly doesn't fit into a criteria that we've sorted, and then it like sort of has to sit somewhere else. So we sort of have so much different stuff.
Oh my God.
So this was sorted into neat rows.
Sam takes me upstairs to a narrow landing that houses a row of cabinets and opens one. There are all types of cameras in various states of disrepair lining the shelves. I've never seen this many analog cameras all at once. I feel an impulse to dig through them. Can you describe what you're holding? Because this cabinet is like heartbreaking to me as a Super 8 person.
Yeah, it's literally like just... Yeah, it's a graveyard. Yeah, it's a graveyard. So there's cameras that are in various states of disassembly. and usually looking pretty sorry for themselves. And sometimes we even take the lenses, and that looks even more depressing, because then you have like this, a camera with essentially no face. It's yeah.
They've sacrificed.
They have.
For the cause.
Here again.
Oh my god.
The power that is. I mean, the board is disconnected, so it's literally just like.
It's like a shell of a shell.
Yeah, this is probably the most stripped down we would get a Super 8 camera to. So it's no top plate, no side plates, no grip, no front face.
I feel surprisingly emotional, the same way I felt when my first camera broke.
It's funny because a client was so happy and so sad at the same time that a camera had to die to save her camera, and we were like, well, that's the way it works. But yeah, this one has not much more to give, but has given itself to another camera already.
I also feel kind of calm talking to Sam. I'm not actually that knowledgeable when it comes to cameras. I have the few I own and use, and that's really where the extent of what I know begins and ends. So it's nice to know that people like Sam and the crew at Click Surr exist. Sam estimates that the camera repair community is small, maybe 500 people.
What I would like to do is continue my work here and use my time to do projects that I want to do and not have to earn money from them, or at least not significant amounts. So I've seen a lot of transition from different like technologies, and I think it's probably got something to do with nostalgia. I think if I grew up a little bit later where I didn't have the first generation of digital tech, I don't think I'd care as much about things that I used to have.
The field of analog camera repair and distribution may be small, but it extends so much further past this tiny shop in Berlin. Maybe preservation is an art, but if it isn't, it's allowed so many forms of art to continue as people find and repair and buy cameras. Sam will return to Italy soon to keep filming, and I can't help but think of the village he's documenting there. Disappearing perhaps, but transferred to film. Still somehow tangible, far into the future. For the Transom Story Workshp in Berlin, I'm Claire Kinnen. Is there a specific nationality that comes the most?
Germans.
That makes sense, we're in Berlin.